Hello. So today's going to be a bit of a fun video. So as it's the weekend, we're going to have the fun videos on the weekend. If you like my content, make sure to like and subscribe. I always like to say that at the beginning. But basically, this video is going to be a fun birthday present video, which we will talk about a little bit. The reason I say it's a fun video is because I wouldn't recommend always doing this. I don't think the augment choices that I took are particularly strong. I don't think I played particularly amazingly. But it's a very fun game, which I'll describe and explain a lot later. So if you want to just kick back, relax, Sunday evening, and check out like a little bit of a silly TFT game, this is one that might suit that. But we'll still try our best to like explain every step of the way and what I'm thinking and what I'm doing, just so that we can still try and improve and learn about what we're doing, because that's what this channel is kind of dedicated to do, is be like a useful resource for learning TFT. Also, let me just double check my audio levels. I think last video I said my audio levels were messed up, and I apologize for that, so I fixed that. Also, I have to make some funny shorts because, like, spoiler for those that have watched some of the other videos, I am not saying Viger wrong. I googled it, so I'm gonna roast some people, but in a jokingly, lovingly way. So hopefully it comes across as a joke when I make that short. But anyways. Birthday present game. So let's see how it goes. We'll talk about it once we see the augment, and I'll drop all the knowledge I can on basically what I'm trying to do, and we'll see how it goes. Also, guides are coming later this week. I was hoping to have them 1 or 2 out tomorrow. I'm still trying to decide on exactly how I'm going to structure them, because I want to make them a little bit. I'm trying to improve on the guides that I made last set. So I made a reroll guide, a 4-cost guide, as well as a generic guide. I want to make a new version of each of those. Okay, so here we have Blaster Crown, Tiny But Deadly, and March of Progress. March of Progress is really good if you're trying to play towards a reroll. I don't have something that's really indicative of a reroll in my spot. Subscription Service is one of the best augments in the game. It's very, very good. It's very easy to just hit a good 4-cost, have a lot of direction, get a copy of the unit, and just play around a really strong board, because 4-costs are typically strong. And then we see Birthday Present. So let's just pause for a second so we can read what it says. So Birthday Present, basically this augment is a prismatic augment, and you gain a 2-star champion every time you level up. The champion's cost is your level minus 4. So what that means is on level 4 you'll get a 1 cost. On level 5 minus 4 is 1, so you'll get a 1 cost. On level 6, as soon as you hit level 6, you'll get a 2 cost, which will be 6 minus 4, etc. Right? So the idea is that with this augment, you're basically leveling up and you're getting an upgraded unit. The idea is that with these upgraded units, what you're trying to do is you're trying to build some kind of unique, flexible, interesting board around these units. And as you level up, you get a higher and higher cost unit, to a point where if you make it to level 9, you basically get an upgraded 5-cost unit, which is very, very strong. Especially in this set, where all the 5-cost units feel relatively balanced as well as relatively strong comparative to the rest of the lobby. Right, some of the best augments in the game are ones that give you 5-cost units, because the 5-costs are very, very strong in this set. The problem is, Birthday Present is pretty much universally like not the greatest. It's not that bad, but it averages like close to a 5, if I'm pretty sure. We can double check in the stats, so I'll pull them up right now, just so I can show you roughly why it's a bad augment. I'll explain why it's also it's not a good augment. But this was the last game of a shortish kind of stream. I was up around like 70 LP from this point, and then even before this, I think I'm up like around 200 LP on the day, because I played early before stream started because I wasn't feeling well to stream. So I just like played TFT all day, and I went up like 200 LP. It was like my little mini grind sesh for the week. It was on a Saturday morning or a Friday morning or whatever. So here, as you can see, I just sold everything to make econ, and I'll explain it in a little bit, but basically I felt like my board was shit. Let's show in terms of the stats Birthday Present. So if we go in the stats, and let's just sort by prismatics and placement, you'll see that Birthday Present is pretty low on the list. It's probably somewhere like around here, yeah. See, like I have to scroll all the way to the bottom. It's close to the bottom. It averages like a 4.8. I'm wondering if it gets better in higher elo, like if we go to like GM. I think it's even worse probably. Yeah, it doesn't get any better the higher your elo is. Now, the main reason that Birthday Present is bad is because if you read what Birthday Present says, basically you gain a 2-cost champion every time you level up. Because it's a random champion, It's really easy to miss. Like, you can obviously high roll and hit like a really broken champion and make some really strong board and be able to like play a certain way. The problem is any augment that basically is contingent, the main power of this augment isn't like getting to level 8 and hitting a 4 cost. A lot of times that's how you go bot 4. Because a prismatic augment, you have to consider that you're competing with other prismatics, either prismatic combats, prismatic rolling augments, prismatic combat augments, like all sorts of crazy shit that can really strengthen a board. Your board is essentially just going to be an upgraded 4 cost at one point. That's not very strong, right? It doesn't really matter because you don't even know which 4 costs you're going to get and what items you're going to get. So the real power of Birthday Present is you got to make it to level 9 and then get a 5 cost. Now, why is that such a bad idea? Because if you don't know, in TFT, you can't just like say you're going to go level 9. Especially in this set when you're playing around charms, where you have to invest gold to buy charms at certain points in the game. Econ is really important, and econ is very difficult to manage. So taking Birthday Present and just saying, oh, it's a fast 9 game, you can't do that. A lot of times, if it's a fast 9 game, usually those type of games are like you either high roll your opener or you have like a really strong start, you have a lot of upgrades early, and you don't know any of that when you take the augment. Now, the reason I took Birthday Present was because of the last video of the day, like the last game I was playing, and I like Birthday Present just out of the concept of it being fun. The thing that I enjoy most in TFT is trying to make creative boards, slotting in a bunch of different units, and trying to like make everything work out. This video and this game was probably the most fun game I had in the entire set of TFT so far, for me personally. I think the other fun game that I had, the second most fun game, was another Birthday Present game. And that's why I take it, because for me, the most enjoyable part of TFT isn't just like cookie cutter, playing the same comp, looking up a guide and following it step by step. It's getting a bunch of units, getting a bunch of items, and making the best out of it, and then somehow converting that into a win or a top 4. I don't care if I go first, I don't care if I go fourth, as long as I feel like I did something and thought really hard about it, and it worked out to what I thought. I feel really happy, and that's like the joy of TFT to me. So Birthday Present, even though it's not the greatest augment, to me encompasses that in such a way that I enjoy it so much. Especially in this set, because the 5 costs are really good. Birthday Present is really annoying when 5 costs are not balanced well. In some of the other sets that has happened, and I absolutely hate it. I never take it. But this set, I like all the 5 costs. So I'm very comfortable around playing around most of them. And I'm like, yeah, let's go for it. So here, I basically just have this Rumble that I upgraded. I upgraded him off of Carousel. As you saw before, I showed you the stats. I basically just upgraded. I sold my board and I have 2 Rumbles, and then I pushed to level 5. Level 5 gives me another 1 cost upgrade, an upgraded 1 cost unit, so that's why I have the Soraka. Also, sorry, I realized my inking isn't working. I'm gonna fix it right now so you guys can, so I can draw on the video. Anyways, I'm not trying to convince you to play Birthday Present with this video, by the way. That's why I said this is more of a for fun video. If you find yourself in a spot where you think that you're good to take Birthday Present, I would say the best time you should take Birthday Present is, let's say you get like a giga opener, like you have like all upgraded units, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna win like every fight stage 2. That's probably when you take Birthday Present, because then it's very likely that you'll be able to fast 9, because you'll just be like steamrolling everybody, and then as you push levels, you'll just get upgraded units, which either translates to more gold, which helps you like transition your board into like the mid game, late game, or will be like an actual really useful unit that you can play around. Here I just have like a absurd amount of Rumbles. As you can see, this is the main thing with Birthday Present. So because I'm planning around going to level 4, as well as like trying my best to streak or win fights or not take as bad of a loss, you can see that I'm slamming items very, very early. I'm not slamming Gunblade because I don't think there's a use for it right now, because that's like a very particular item. But my opening items, I just quickly made a Steadfast Heart for this Rumble, because hey, I have an upgraded Rumble, I'm gonna make a Steadfast, I'm just gonna go for it. That's my main idea. You want to try and preserve HP, and you want to play very aggressively with Birthday Present, because you're going to be pushing levels as much as possible. So you want to, you know, at the same time, you want to hold on to your econ, make sure you're hitting econ thresholds, but then you also want to upgrade your units as much as possible. I also found this Callista randomly, so maybe I play around Callista. Rumble's not that bad as an upgraded unit. For some reason, this isn't even my Birthday Present unit. The Rumble, I just found 6 Rumbles. So I'm like, yeah, sure, two upgraded Rumbles are probably a better front line than playing like an unupgraded Shapeshift or an unupgraded whatever, right? I should hold on to this Warwick if I can. And I put these units out. Like, I switched to Soraka because I don't think Soraka is that important for me. And I want to try and sell units to try and make econ. I really want to make 30 gold here because, like I said, we really want to make it to level 9 if we can. I didn't make econ, by the way, so that was kind of bad of me. I think I was just too dizzy, too many things on my mind. Making econ, I should have made 30 last round. It would have been an extra gold, and that would have helped kickstart my econ a little bit better. So here, my next in could be Tristana. This is what I mean by making a flexible board. Now, obviously, I didn't hit, like, you know, these units based primarily on birthday present, but I'm playing around these rumbles, and I'm going to put Tristana in. Tristana's going to be Blaster. And because I have this this Callista, it's also going to be Fairy Crown, and it's decent to play around. Here, I just make Sterix as a frontline item, and I'm just trying to slam all my components in the best way possible. I want to maybe just, like, I don't really care about birthday present particularly. There's a lot of very flexible Callista boards that you can play on level 8, so I want to itemize this Callista, hopefully maybe play around a Callista carry, and then I'm just making other items into the most generic things that I can, in order to, like, try and make my units as strong as possible. I just make 3 tank items. Birthday present is best, by the way, if you get dropped a tank unit. You should always be crossing your fingers. If you're praying for a unit, you always pray for a tank unit with birthday present. Tank units are so good with birthday present, because tank units usually can take, like, a variety of items, right? If you have, like, a Taric, or you have a like, let's say you have an upgraded Taric as a 4 cost, you have an upgraded Rakan as a 4 cost, you have an upgraded what's the other one, Nasus as a 4 cost. Like, it doesn't matter what they are. A lot of times you're just really happy to see an upgraded 4 cost, because, or even in the middle of the game, or you want an upgraded 2 cost, because then you can put the items on very easily. For example, like, I have a Steadfast and a Redemption. They might not be the best items on each of those units, but any frontline unit will be happy with a Steadfast and a Redemption. It's a frontline item. It still helps the board, right? Having a backline unit. So, for example, I got dropped this Ahri. It's like, I'm not really going to play Ahri on this board. She doesn't really synergize. I don't have items for her, so I'm just selling her for econ. I would have much rather have gotten, like, you know, even an upgraded Rumble than have a free Rumble 3. That would have been nice. But that's what I mean. Except with backline units, if you don't have the items for it, it's hard to, like, play around it or build it, especially in the middle of the game. So here, you know, we're going to try and play around this Callista the best that I can, and that's my, like, main idea going forward for now. I have Blaster for Rumble. There's a lot of boards that are really strong. I think this guy's 6 Portal already, because this Portal looks a little bit juiced with the Krugs getting dropped. So, you know, I'm not in the best spot of the game. As you can see, I'm basically down almost a Prismatic, right? I'm losing HP. I got Item Collector, which is a pretty good silver augment, so I'm, like, you know, my augments are working out in such a way that's not too bad. I am holding on to these multiple Rumbles. I don't think I'm going for Rumble 3, by the way. It's just that I don't think I have a better unit to play right now. Like, what am I going to play? There's nothing really to synergize, and it's an upgraded unit. I'm not just going to drop it to play, like, 2 out of 3 Eldritch. No. So I'm just putting in the Rumble, right? I have a couple sugar stacks, right? So the Rumble has a little bit of extra juice as well. If I hit Rumble 3, maybe I'll play around the Rumble 3. You really won't know what you're playing until you hit level 8, and that's another reason why birthday present is a little bit difficult. The mid game, you just try your best. You try your best to, like, make things work out the best that you can. But once you hit level 8, then you have a really clear indication of what you're going to play, because level 8, you get your 4 cost, you play around the 4 cost, you fix up your board. And then once you're stable on 8, and you want to be stable, and then once you're stable, you go 9. And once you go 9, then any 5 cost you can just slot in a lot of the time, right? Like it's very rare that you get a 5 cost and you're like, oh god damn it, this is the worst one ever. I think that only ever happens to me when I get a Callista. Like, when I get a Callista, I'm like, oh god damn it, it's a Callista. Because Callista's a little bit difficult to play, I find. She's not very tanky as a frontline unit, and she's very particular with her items to play when you need her to, like, do damage. She's really good because she's Chrono. Because Chrono is, like, a 2 trait, so it's really easy to slot that in. But, you know, it's a little bit awkward. Now, if we look around, this is the scary moment, is when I start to notice that, like, yeah, this is not going to be an easy game. Because if you watch around, so first of all, I'll go back a little bit. Actually, I don't know if I scouted out. There's one guy who has an upgraded adventure. I made a video on an upgraded adventure. It was back when Syndra was meta, and I went Giga first, and I wasn't sure how good it was because in the stats it was really bad. Now that they buffed the Zoe line, like the Zoe Poppy line, right there, this guy here. Let me pause it on the right moment so I can just show you this. So he has an upgraded adventure. Basically, this augment's like, I think you just go first now. Because this Ari line with Zoe and Poppy, like this Ari reroll line now, basically just upgrade all of these ones, right? When I did it, I upgraded Seraphine as well because I was just trying to get the cash out, and it was just more efficient to roll for Seraphine than to roll for Ari. And I went first with it back when Syndra was broken. So I know the augment is good. It just was like very hard because like stabilizing and hitting the units is a little bit awkward. Because they buffed like basically this whole comp, and that's why this comp now is like one of the like giga strongest comps. Like you can argue that it's the strongest comp of the patch right now, and I'm sure you see it in every single game. It makes it now that if you actually hit, it's basically like a guaranteed first, and the average of this augment is like best. This is like one of the best prismatics to take a lot of the time. Now somebody is contesting this guy, so I'm just hoping that he just never hits. If he hits and he gets the cash out, there's some cash outs that are grief. But I think that the board is so strong, like especially if you have RE3, that you're basically going to win out for free. So this guy's definitely going to be stronger than me, right? We can agree that. If this guy hits, he's going to be stronger than me no matter what. It doesn't matter if I go level 9. I don't think I beat this guy because that's like an Exodia situation this guy is in, right? This guy has 2 Witchcraft emblems. So he's going to be playing around 8 Witchcraft. That's a problem because 8 Witchcraft is like, I wouldn't say it's an instant win. Out of all the 2 emblem traits, I feel like it's one of the weaker ones. Actually, it's not even. Like 9 Mage sometimes dies really fast because you don't have frontline. But with Witchcraft, the thing is, you can fit 8 Witchcraft on level 8. Technically, this guy can fit in 8 Witchcraft on level 7 because he has the Witchcraft emblem on a dummy. So on level 7, he can actually fit in 8 Witchcraft. This guy, if he finds a single Morgana, he basically is going to be strong and stable for most of the game. Now, he still has to convert that to a win because 8 Witchcraft isn't like game winning on the spot, but it's pretty damn close. And a lot of the reason why it's so strong is not because of like its intrinsic power. It's that if you can convert your board into actually being strong later, like upgrade all your units, you know, maybe hit Nico 3, something like that, then you can convert it to win. The problem with Witchcraft is that you can hit it so early. Like, even if you don't have it on a dummy, you can play 8 Witchcraft on level 8. So, if you're stuck on level 8, you still have, like, a goal, right? It's not like something like Portal, where Portal, even if you high roll, you have to go level 9. And if you don't high roll, you have to go level 10. So, it's like, those ones, yes, they're much stronger. Like, 10 Portal is actually an instant win. Or something like 10 Eldritch, but it needs 10, it's like fucking 3 spats is an instant win. I'm not saying Witchcraft is as strong as those. What I'm saying it's very easy to like actually wreck people with Witchcraft because you can fit it on level 8. So if you get caught where you don't have a lot of gold, it kind of bails you out a little bit easier than some of those other situations. So this guy, but because this guy already has 2 spats, he basically just has to hit a Morgana. So he can have 8 Witchcraft on level 7 if he hits a Morgana early. And that's just scary. So I don't think I'm ever going to beat this guy because I think he'll just be too far ahead of me unless I like actually cook like crazy with Birthday Present. So right now I'm playing for pretty much in my head what I'm thinking is I'm playing for at best a third. So I have to keep that in the back of my mind, right? I'm pretty much playing for a third. There's 2 people that have like insane spots. They can both miss and then I can maybe play for like better than a third. But in my head I'm thinking like, okay, if everybody hits everything, we're collectively playing for at most a third. I just want to point that out because that might be why I make some decisions later, but that's what I'm thinking at this point. It's always important to like recognize when people are in very high roll situations because like playing for first and greeting, right? So for example, like I might not want to lose that much HP because if I'm like 1 life and then I queue into the 8 Witchcraft guy, that might be a guaranteed loss at one point in the game. So I want to make sure that I have a certain amount of HP that I can work with and continue to play aggressively. Now, mind you, I did hit a Tahm Kench. I have 2 copies of Callista. I just don't have Callista items. Right, the bow was on a high cost unit, and I was 4th pick just based on like how things played out, so I didn't get the bow yet. So it's a little bit stressful here, but you know, we're Birthday Present, we're gonna try our best. We have Item Collector, we have a decent chance of having like a pretty strong board. And like I said, if you're just watching this video just for fun, like I was saying that you should, we're gonna try and cook as much as possible later. So we're gonna have a nice cookery session. And I think I chefed up a pretty nice board by the end. Like I said, this was one of the games I had the most fun with and I was the most proud of. Not particularly for like anything in the mid game. This is like pretty standard, just trying to like maximize I was trying to maximize econ while also maximizing HP. because I think those two things were most important. I need the econ for birthday present, just to make sure that I can stabilize on 8 and still have a potential chance to go 9. So I really care about making econ thresholds, having as much money as possible. But at the same time, because there's those other people that have like what seems like Exodia, like, you know, waiting in the gun barrel, looking down at me, you know, I want to make sure that I have a lot of HP as well. Here I'm debating if I make the Tristana, because I'm probably going to sell Tristana. Like, I don't think I'm going to play it late game. So I'm just debating if I waste the gold on the Tristana upgrade. Here I get what's his name? I get Ezreal as my 3 cost. This is what I was saying before. I really would have preferred it if I got a frontline unit. Like, imagine if this was like a Mordekaiser or a Vex. I would have been a lot happier with that. But it's okay. You know, it's not the end of the world. It's totally fine and acceptable to get this guy. My items are really bad though. Part of it is because I've been slamming items really aggressively, right? Like, I have Sterix, so I'm probably playing around a melee unit. I basically want to play this Callista board, right? If you haven't seen Callista, you play Callista with a warrior and multi-strikers and preservers. That's basically the board I'm kind of aiming for, because it's really flexible, right? You can just play all the preservers, some random backline unit, and some random frontline units, and you're good to go, right? It's a very flexible board, because you basically just play all the preservers. You play a Callista. Callista gets Fairy Crown, so she has one item already for her, and you just try your best. Here I'm looking for any really broken any broken gold augment. I'm not taking Blaster Crest. I can't really, in the right mind, play with Vertical Blaster. I didn't hit anything, so I took Stand United. Stand United is the cookery augment. This was actually huge though. See, this is what I was saying. If Birthday Present drops your frontline unit, you feel like, yeah, I hit. Like, this was a giga hit. So I got Rakan. Rakan is exactly what I wanted. Remember I was saying I want to play around Preservers and all of that. I'm playing Arcana with the Bastions to get some extra thing. And then look, I high rolled into a Diana. So I'm totally down to play around Diana. I already made like some frontline items. I have Hodge on deck. I really want a bow to make Guinsoo on Callista. I don't really have another Callista item ready to go. But we have Callista too. We have Tom Kench. And right now I have a really good synergy, right? The synergy is that Stand United, basically, for every augment that you get, it's kind of like Jazz in set 10 if you played it. But basically, every augment that you get bonus, AP, and AD. So you want to try and fit in as many traits as possible. Sorry, I say augment sometimes. What I mean is you want to fill this out as much as possible. At the same time, Tom Kench works the same way. The more active traits that you have, the more HP that your whole board gets. So right now, I'm trying to cook the most trait board that I can. It's not there yet, but I'm starting to get the gears turning. The main things I want to play around are I want to keep Arcana in, obviously. I want to keep Preservers in, obviously. And then I'm trying to play around this Diana, which is probably going to be one of my stabilization points, as well as the Callista. Callista works well because I already have Rakan. I'm Diana paired, by the way, which is crazy. And I'm just trying my best to like figure out, okay, who can I switch out? Right now, for example, Ezreal is doing nothing. So is this Morgana, by the way, but, you know, we'll figure that out. I should really get, like, you know, I can play a Vanguard. I can play, like, there's lots of, like, I passed a Rumble, right? So that was something that I messed up. There was a Rumble in shop. I should have put Rumble over this. It would have given me Vanguard and Sugarcraft, which would have been good. I can also play a Chrono unit. Basically, any of these 2 traits, I can try and activate, like the ones around the Bard, but specifically Vanguard would probably be pretty good. This guy's the upgraded adventure guy. He got Radiant. He took like the thing. He's like 0 gold. This guy's spot looks absolutely horrible, by the way, because he still has to find 2 Zoes and 1 Ahri, and he's basically 0 gold. So I'm hoping that this guy just continues to miss and he doesn't cash out. I think if he cashes out, the comp is so strong that he's gonna be in a winning spot, which is kind of unfortunate for me. But that's what we're just crossing our fingers, because one less person to worry about is one less person to worry about. I don't have to strictly grief him in any way. I'm just saying. Anyways, we get our bow. So now we'll actually be, what I think now will be stable, because I'm going to have Rakan 2 and Callista 2. After this round, I should be able to try and play to go 9. I know that sounds really greedy, but with 37 HP, if I can win one or both of these rounds, I can go 9 now, right? I'm at 18. I'm not gonna with birthday present, you want to get into a spot like this. In my opinion, this is the part that's really risky though. You want to get into a spot where Oh, I guess I'm rolling for Tahm Kench because I have Tahm Kench pair. What I was gonna say is that if you could just make it to level 9, this is gold. I should probably just buy it because I need gold. Also, I should just optimize this. This Fiora doesn't do anything. I was playing this Fiora because if I hit a Morgana, then I want to play Morgana with the Fiora, but it's not actually important. We'll see what I cook up later though. But how do I phrase it? What I'm thinking in my head, also I think this guy's already 8 Witchcraft if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he is, because I'm getting turned into frogs, which is really bad for me. It's actually so bad, the frogs, because I'll talk about Witchcraft in relation to this. See, like, this guy isn't that strong, right? I almost beat him, but it almost like it's hard counters my board, which is so ass. Because his augments aren't even that good. He's just playing for the Witchcraft, which is just unfortunate for me. But basically, I'm a Guinsoo user, and 8 Witchcraft basically turns your unit into a frog, so it completely stuns you. It removes you from the fight. It's really bad if I'm playing around Callista in the backline, because as soon as my Guinsoo stops stacking, like even for a second, if my Callista gets stunned, my DPS goes down exponentially. It's dramatic. It's a dramatic change in the output of the damage that I have. The other thing is that I have like melee items, and I'm playing around these frontline units doing damage or helping to do damage to balance out with the Callista, because the Callista takes time to ramp up, right? I have this on Fiora because I'm anticipating I'm going to hit Fiora 2 before Diana 2, but whichever I hit, I'm basically going to be itemizing a melee carry, right? The problem is, because I'm trying to itemize a melee carry, melee carries are really bad into Witchcraft, because what's going to happen is the Witchcraft is going to spread to the melee units first. And if the melee units get stunned, they die instantly, because the whole point of a melee unit is that you need the unit to continue attacking. They have to continue attacking in order to keep their Omnivamp up, in order to heal the damage they're taking from being in the front line. So it's just a bad situation all around. Anyways, you should have noticed that I switched out Bard for Zilean. I always wanted to play Zilean because of the Chrono synergy, because I'm playing this guy for Chrono, for multi-striker, for the Callista. So I got 1 extra trade in, which gives me more HP as well as more damage. Like I said, we're trying to fill out all the traits as possible. We can also try and play Frost around this Diana, so I want to find a Frost unit eventually. That's why I'm holding on to this Hwei. But basically, what I was trying to say before I fought the Witchcraft guy, is that you want to be stable enough to just make it to level 9. Because as soon as you hit level 9, you're going to get a 5 cost upgraded, and at that point, you should be fine. Right? If you have a 5 cost upgrade, you actually make it to 9. So as you can see here, this turn I can make it to level 9. Straight up. Like, I can make it to level 9. I sell the Fiora, and I just have to decide on somebody to sell. I think I sell the Tahm Kench just because I'm scared. Oh, it's actually really scary. Yeah, I just sell the Tahm Kench pair. I want to make sure. I'm too scared that I'm going to lose out because of the... Like, okay, this is like the most aggressive I can be. Obviously, the better play would be to wait a turn and go 9 next turn, because next turn is also perfect interval, right? On 5-2, you see how there's this 2 out of 76 that is there? The best play would be obviously to sack 1 round and go there. The problem is I don't want to sack a round, because I think that even if I hit an upgraded 5 cost, because I'm playing Callista into a Witchcraft board, I am probably going to lose late game against the Witchcraft player, so I want to make sure I have as much HP as possible. This was a very, very, like, scared play and a very reserved play. I could have been greedy. Obviously, I sold the Tahm Kench pair, which Tahm Kench is going to be really important on my board. I sold the Tahm Kench pair in order to go level 9, to get this upgraded 5 cost, because I need to win. I want to win every single round now. I want to win every single round so that I can get a top 4 and get out of here, right? And this is the problem with birthday present. You always run into spots like this. My board isn't particularly strong. My items aren't particularly good. I don't even have a 3rd item for this dude. Right? But we're trying to cook. We're trying to make something nice. I got Diana 2 though, and that's a big deal. And you'll see why. Diana 2 is fucking busted. One of the best 5 costs to hit, right? Like, there's so many that you can hit that are bad. Here, my items aren't going to work out to be the best Diana items ever. I'm just going to go to, like, double healing Crown Guard. I know Crown Guard's good on Diana because she scales off her AP really well. Healing's always good on Diana because obviously she's a melee type unit. Diana just deletes the board. Look, as long as she lives, she just dives the back line and she just does, like, AoE damage. And just look at this shit. Look at this shit. They're dead. This Diana's just running around killing everybody. Diana 2 is so strong. So when I saw Diana 2, I was like, oh my god, I might actually top 4. I might actually top 4. But now we have to cook, right? You see we need Blaster Vanguard. There's a couple things we can fit in. I always want to play Tahm Kench here because of the Stand United synergy with the Tahm Kench. The Tahm Kench trait. Here I just put in an extra Preserver because before I was playing an extra Diana. Now it kind of sucked that my 5 cost was the one that I had multiple copies of anyways. No. Did I sell Tahm Kench? Wait. Did I sell Tahm Kench? Why did I sell Tahm Kench? Oh, I shouldn't. I don't think I should have sold Tahm Kench. I think I just want Zarathan. Oh, I don't think I should have sold Tahm Kench because the HP is really nice on my board. I guess it works better for the synergies. I think it's because I didn't want to play a Vanguard. I'm playing more for damage. I think it makes sense what I did here. I think Tahm Kench would have been stronger this turn. Like, I think this turn I'm weaker. And I think next turn I'm weaker. Like, I shouldn't... That's what I mean. Like, it's okay to pivot off the Tahm Kench eventually. Because, yes, he gives a lot of HP to everybody. But it's only, like, 2 Arcana. So, it's not that important. Like, it's not that much HP. It's, like, 100 HP whole board. Which is a lot, mind you. But, getting, like... the extra damage amp, probably, or the extra durability is also really nice. So, you know, it's okay. I need this Warwick. Please don't sell the Warwick. Oh my god. Okay. So here's the cook. It might take me a turn to figure it out, but I know the answer. Basically, you play Warwick and you play Tahm Kench. So I need to buy this Tahm Kench. Please buy the Tahm Kench. And put the Tahm Kench back. I think I got baited by Xerath a little bit. Here I'm playing the Witchcraft guy, and you'll see what I mean. So look, my Diana's gonna turn into a frog, and then she's just gonna fucking die once she turns into a frog. So right now, it's looking pretty even. Then Diana turns into a frog, and she just loses all her HP and dies. And now this turns into a frog, and I just die. Right? Because my board is like a melee board and a Gwinsu board, I basically never beat this board. The way you beat Witchcraft, by the way, Witchcraft is beatable. And this is what I was saying. This guy's level 8. He's just rolling on level 8. Doesn't have to go 9 to fit in the trait. So he's just able to upgrade all of his 4 costs pretty easily. But the reason that it's so good... like, the reason it's so good is strictly my comp, right? It's good against comps that need to ramp up. And it's good against comps where you're playing melee units. Like, for example, I think, like, Rise or Ari into 6 Witchcraft is gonna, like, absolutely wreck it. Because it doesn't matter if, like, your frontline Bastions get turned into a frog. And the extra damage from the Witchcraft, yeah, it's gonna be a lot. But you out DPS if you have, like, RE3, for example. The same with, like, a Rise comp. As long as your Rise is positioned opposite side of the Karma, because you're usually playing Karma because she hits backline units, so the Witchcraft can stun the backline unit when you need to fight. As long as you position around the Karma, the Rise will be able to just spread damage across the board and snipe everybody out. So a lot of times it's good. Also, this guy hit, by the way, which is crazy, because he was, like, contested. So I think he's going to convert, like, a 1 HP to a win, or, like, 20 HP, whatever HP he has. So this is the worst case scenario what I was talking about, where this guy's just going to be fucking unbeatable as well. But anyways, I don't see the cook. I need to put in Tahm Kench and Warwick. And you'll see my board will just light up, and it'll be so beautiful. No. Yeah, okay. I want Tahm Kenshin for the thing, and then yeah, and then you switch out this guy. Okay, we can get this to work. I think Ascendant also matters for these as well. So having the Zarathan is pretty good because it gives you an extra trait anyways, so that's nice. Or is it non-unique? It might be non-unique. I'm not sure. If it's non-unique, then it doesn't matter. This guy's just getting railed by me. This was the guy contesting, and he just didn't... I wish he contested harder. Okay, I just need to switch out this way for this Warwick. Like, I had the board in my head, but I didn't, like, connect the dots fast enough. Now, I don't think it matters because, like, I still win a lot of these fights. But, like, okay, now, yeah. This is the same synergies as this guy. It's just a better unit, so I'm down to just swap out for Camille. I need to switch way for Warwick, because then I get Vanguard in as well. And Vanguard will synergize with the Tahm Kench. Come on. See, I'm figuring it out now. I'm like, oh, way, I need to switch way. But that's what I mean. I was kind of cooking. Yeah, see, I figured it out now. Oh, man. I had it in my head. Like, I'm like, I need a Vanguard. I need a Vanguard Frost. Who's a Vanguard? I remember playing this game, and I think I was on stream. I was like, I need a Vanguard Frost. Who's the Vanguard Frost? And he's literally on my bench. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so dumb. Because in my head, I already put him on the board. And I was that's, like, you know, I was just dizzy. Oh my god, if I sell the Warwick here, I'm gonna cry. Just put him in. Oh, there we go. And chat, look at that. Look at that, chat. Look at our cookery. Perfect synergies. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's so nice. But I should hover the Tahm Kench, by the way. I don't think the Xerath damage amp matters that much. I think it's better just to put the Arcana on Tahm Kench, because then I get a bunch of HP now. Right, I'm gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like X times HP. And Stand United. This is the beauty of birthday present. It was really messy a little bit towards the end there, obviously. But now my board's strong as shit. Like I said, I think I always lose to the Witchcraft guy, so I just hope that I don't roll into the Witchcraft guy before I get top 4. And yeah, I just snapshot my board because that's what I'm gonna do. This is not useful. And like obviously if I was in a spot to go 10 I would, but I'm probably not. This is too expensive, but I would have liked to buy it. I'm totally down to get like a whole ass yeah, more damage amp. I should really hover the Tahm Kench though. I think the extra HP is a little bit more important than the extra damage. I think it's debatable, but I don't think I bought enough charms to make the Xerath worthwhile in this case. But yeah, a lot of times, also I just want to say, having perfect synergies like this, a lot of times isn't that important. It's not the most, it's not necessary a lot of the time. Also, this guy should be in like a winning spot, but my board is so fucking strong, I wouldn't be surprised I just won here, which is so funny. Oh, do I not win here? That's gonna be so sad if I don't win. Nice, I win anyways. I just have so much damage. Yeah, he still lives because he has a lot of HP. But look at that cook. And also, this lobby is insanely close, right? I think the Witchcraft guy has a bad matchup into like the Ahri players, and I beat everybody else. So long as I don't fight the Witchcraft guy, I can go first. Like, look, it's 2 HP, 5 HP. Everybody's single digits except this guy. And this guy's, even though he's double digit, he's still 1 life. Like, I'm pretty sure I beat everybody as long as I don't fight the Witchcraft guy. Because the Witchcraft guy, like, I feel like there's like almost no positioning where I can make this work. Like, if I split up if I split them up like I did in the previous fight, I probably lose because like they'll both just die separately. So I want to put them on the same side, and I just gotta hope that I like guess the right side. I was thinking of switching last minute. This guy moves his karma, so it's pretty much GG right here. Cause like, watch, this is gonna turn into a frog, and then I'm pretty sure this is gonna turn into a frog instantly. Also, what the fuck is that? Like, the Fiora literally just like fucking, aww, it was so unlucko. Like, I didn't even have a chance to play the game because of Witchcraft. But it's just like, it feels like a counter matchup. Like, it's very hard to position around it, right? Even if I position opposite side, like here, obviously, if I put both of these units, sorry, on this side, the problem is, like, some of these shitter units are gonna die. Like, for example, this Warwick, and the curse is eventually gonna hit onto my Diana. And as soon as my Diana dies, then it's just GG, because my Kalista won't be able to out DPS the rest of the Witchcraft units, like especially against these tanky melee units. And this is what I was saying. This is why Witchcraft is so annoying. This guy's level 8. He's level 8 just rolling for like Karma 3 with reinforcement. Like, that's the part, like, Witchcraft doesn't cap as high. Like, obviously you can lose fights. It's not an instant win on the spot considering it's 2 spats, but it's just so consistent at just wrecking people because you don't have to go 9 to fit it in. You can just roll forever on 8 and find your Morgana and just get hit. But I could have positioned a little bit better. Also, I want to say, a lot of times, this is specifically because I'm Stand United. A lot of times perfect synergies like this don't actually matter because something like, for example, Warwick, he's not really doing anything for the board, right? Frost isn't that important. It's like kind of nice because I have a Diana too, but it's not like necessary, and Vanguard isn't necessary either. Like, you know, comparatively to play like a better unit, right? Like, imagine if I had like a Taric 2 instead of this Warwick. It's probably better than having Vanguard in, or having just like a Warwick 1, like a 1 cost just dies for free. So, you know, don't get too caught up on synergies and stuff. I think I had an idea of what the board was gonna be. I just kind of stumbled in those last stages because I think I was just too confused because I thought I had already played the Warwick in. You kind of saw with my mouse cursor, as soon as I realized that Hui was, oops, I didn't mean to skip there. As soon as I realized that Hui was here, I swapped it out for Warwick, right? It was just like, you know, I just couldn't figure it out. Anyways, I lose this fight. It's a third. I lost to the 2 people that I think I said I was gonna lose to. But I think I actually beat the upgraded adventure guy. It just didn't work out. So it's just unlucky. And I think this upgraded adventure guy has enough DPS to kill this. Because basically if the RE3 hits any of his melee units, they just die instantly. And then he doesn't have enough DPS with just the Karma. Especially nerfed Karma. That doesn't help stabilize the melees. But anyways, a third there is good. Because the augment is kind of ass. And that's why it is kind of ass. I wouldn't take it every time. But I wouldn't lie to you. This was one of the most fun games. Even watching it had so much fun. When you finally get that elation of hitting the final board where everything's upgraded and nice. Like, I think I cooked really nicely. Right? I played some, like, weird shit that I've never played before. The first time I played this comp in particular, you'll never see it on a tier list, ever. And I got a third. I was happy. Right? Obviously, part of it was hitting Diana, too. But anybody would have been good there. Like, you know, I could have easily fit in a Callista. I could have easily fit in... Like, I could have easily fit in a Camille, which is one of the harder ones to fit in a lot of the time. Because I had melee items anyways. I would just transfer the Sterex off of the Rakan. And I had, like, you know, items I could have played prior. I think... I'm trying to think which 5 class... I think Smolder would have been the only one that would have been a little bit awkward to fit in. But it wouldn't have been that bad. Because I could have tried to pivot around it. I had the Guinsoo and the Callista items. I could have just dropped Callista and then put these items on Smolder. So I kind of had a contingency plan around that as well in the back of my head. But anyways, hopefully that was a fun video. I know it might not be the greatest one. Hopefully it was as enjoyable as I had playing it. And if it wasn't enjoyable and whatever, you know, that's all right. But starting tomorrow, we'll go back to like regular VOD reviews of like, you know, comps and suggested play styles, stuff like that, and hopefully I have those guides out sometime next week, or I start rolling them out sometime next week. I'm still working on them. But thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of day and enjoy your Sunday evening.